So hello guys, how are you doing? Today I finally had a chance to see Joker, and this is my Joker review. So like everybody else, I was super excited for October since that would mean Joker, man. That's DC's last attempt to make a dark and awesome movie. So, what do I think about it? Did it hit the ballpark? I have to tell you. If you haven't seen Joker, you have to stop now, since there will be spoilers and some of my crazy theories. But I don't think they're just mine. I've seen people talking about this for a while. So, spoiler alert, you should stop right now if you haven't seen it. And let's get right on it. Now that I had the chance to see it, I have to say that I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it. The runtime is about 2 hours and 2 minutes, which means they cut about 30 minutes of footage from another director's cut that was made before this. From what I was able to see, I don't know how many people got to see that other cut. Joaquin Phoenix did an incredible job portraying his Joker. As the movie starts, many people have pointed out that they changed a little bit of the story about the Joker. So we're seeing a person that's being thrown into a mentally ill society. Yeah, a sinking society, if you will. And this is a Gotham City where people have lost a bunch of moral values. We get to see his descent into craziness, and from the start of the film, we're dealt a main protagonist that has a previous mental illness. We get to see him go to therapy and how his meds are not working. He's struggling with his life, his work life, his home life as the sole provider for his mother, who cannot work, not enough money, and struggling with his love life or the lack of his love life. Uh, and as the movie progresses, we get to see how the little things that he has start to fade away. Like he gets fire from his work as a clown, which he loves. His comedy isn't working out. He sucks at comedy. His mom is not a trustful person, and the only medical program that was providing medicine that barely worked for him shut down. So he loses everything from the start of the film, and to make things worse, he starts to get bullied by people, co-workers, random people on the street, and even his own mother is kind of mean to him, like saying things that she shouldn't be saying to a mentally ill person. Uh, all this while he's hallucinating a bunch of stuff. Um, and unlike many movies, and much like Fight Club, for example, we do not get warnings for when Arthur, who's the main protagonist, Joaquin Phoenix, uh, is imagining things. We just get a cut, a regular cut, no sounds, no nothing to tell us he's imagining these things. It isn't as obvious. We get some obvious ones, like the beginning one, where he's watching this show, this late night show. Uh, Murray, Murray, is his idol. He he loves this dude even though he's never met him, and his fantasy is for him to call him the son that he wishes to have. Um, and this turns out to be all in his head. We get to see a little smile, and when he comes out of the fantasy, and he's just sitting there watching Murray on TV. This is a little cue that we get, and Arthur is an untrusty narrator because later we get to see things that aren't actually happening, like a bunch of stuff. He kind of gets a girlfriend, which isn't true. We get to see later on that she's not even there. He's just imagining all of this. So this, if the movie wouldn't point out this to us, we wouldn't know when he's imagining things. So right off the bat, we cannot trust him. What he's seeing isn't real. And we need it pointed out. Like the only way we get that point out to us is when he breaks into her apartment and he sits there, and she walks up to him and tells him, "Your name is Arthur, right?" Like she obviously has no idea who this man is, and that's when he realizes he believed he knew her. He really believed with all of his heart. So this is the point where he realizes that everything was in his head, and that's another breaking point for him. So how much of what we're seeing is true, and how much is it in his head? We have no idea. His descent into madness is something we're not seeing here. We're not seeing a man lose his mind. We're seeing an already mentally ill man relapse. He's just not getting enough medication. Society is turning him down. Everybody around him is turning him down, and he relapses. He was already in a mental institution before. We get to see him smashing his face against the glass. And after everything goes south, I'm not gonna talk too much into it because you have to see it. And if you have seen it, you already know what happens with the three guys in the subway and with Murray at the end, the best part of the movie, in my opinion. But he stops taking his meds, everything goes out, and we see a man that starts embracing his craziness. Like he was laughing when he was sad or annoyed or bullied, and now he's not laughing when he's being bullied. He's mad. We start to see madness in his eyes, like when he's sitting down talking to Murray, and letting it all out. Yeah, not feeling remorse by any killings, and finally feeling alive and like he matters in a society that gave up on him. And he goes to quote how if it was him dying in the gutters, nobody would care. They only care because it was those Wall Street guys. Anyways, so comparing this movie to the comics, which people won't be able to stray away from, like The Killing Joke, and some things might be true. On The Killing Joke, Joker is an untrusty narrator because he's imagining things like as he wants to remember them. And I feel like the same is true for Arthur in this movie. We have no idea what's real, and that's just how he wishes to remember things this time. When Arthur is thinking about it, I see that closing shot of him smiling and seeing Thomas and Martha Wayne dead at Bruce's feet, like his way of saying, "This is how I wanna remember the story right now. This is what I want for me right now. I want to be responsible indirectly for killing them this time. That's my story this time. That's what happened this time." And that's why he laughs, and I think that's what he finds funny and that other people wouldn't get. And that was an amazing closing section when he's walking away having killed a psychiatrist with blood on his soles, and the song playing out. That's life, and that's life, man. There's people crazier than him that his portrayal of him in this movie. There's a bunch of serial killers that we've seen and do horrible things and not feel any remorse. So all in all, the photography was great. Joaquin Phoenix acting was a 10 out of 10 for me, and the movie for me, all in all, was a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. I liked it, and I think people should see it. This is more of an art movie, and I can see why many people really fell in love with it, and what people will be talking about for the next couple of years. If only I wish we were able to get those extra 30 minutes that they cut and put it all together to see what the director really wanted us to see. So I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna watch it again, like ever, I think. But I think you should watch it if you haven't. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't give you too much spoilers. I think I did. So if you enjoyed hearing me ramble about the Joker and what I enjoyed, what I think about it, I hope to see you again. And thank you for listening to me. We'll be around, guys.